They get produced fresh every Monday in Switzerland, packed on Tuesday and sent on Wednesday. And then they get received by the clients on Thursday. Gut friendly, especially with the protein powders. That's been a problem in the last few years. So you're basically starting a new business for 5 weeks, and you have to make sure that it works perfectly from the beginning. It's like when you're a child and you wake up in the morning and it's Christmas morning and Christmas music is playing and you smell. We work a lot with smells. If it's cinnamon and glühwein and the food we have. And so it's a whole array of, your mind says, no, you cannot carry on, or your body says you cannot carry on, but you break through that and you carry on anyway. It only helps you in every aspect of your life.
Are you a vegan?
I lived a vegan diet for 2 years.
What is one lesson from your father and one lesson from your mother that you would like to share with the world?
I don't know if I would like to share that with the world.
Hello and welcome to the Robert Dobai Show. The reason I do this podcast is to be around people I admire. Hungry individuals who express their vision through their work, business, sport, or art. I'm curious about what pushes them to fight the norms, dedicate their lives to a craft, and chase excellence. I believe the cage that keeps us from our goals is in our minds, and through this podcast I take knowledge and inspiration from those who have broken limiting beliefs and are now moving freely. In this episode, my guest is John Stiffler, the co-founder of Noshballs, a well-known Swiss company that offers plant-based supplements and foods, and the co-organizer of Rudolf's Holy Moly, your crazy fucking Christmas party in Zurich, as they like to say on Instagram. We started our discussion by talking about the founding story of Noshballs, their best products, how they are made, and the brand's mission and future. Later in the episode, we talked about Rudolf's Holy Moly, how they came up with the idea of being open only a few weeks per year, and each time in a new location. We finished our discussion with sports-related topics, mindset, and some personal questions for John. If you want to support this podcast, one of the best things you can do is subscribe to my channel. Another way is to try the Lionscage training programs. I built the Lionscage training programs to help busy people train and look like athletes. My goal is to offer a minimalistic and sustainable approach to functional training, and that's why Lionscage 60 and Lionscage 40 combine the most effective exercises I have found for strength, endurance, and mobility during my career as a coach. Each program is built with 3 levels of difficulty so everyone can progress through the exercises. I trust my product with all my heart, and that's why the first 2 weeks are free. I will leave the link in the description, and now let's get to the show. John Stiffler, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for accepting my invitation. And you are the co-founder of Noshballs, which offers plant-based supplements and foods, and the organizer of Rudolf's Holy Moly, like you said on Instagram, the crazy fucking Christmas party in Zurich. And my first question for you is, when did you start your entrepreneurial journey?
That all started, I think, beginning of 2017, officially with the company RawMad. That's in the English form Raw and Mad. So Raw is in connection with the raw products that we produce, and Mad being the events which we bring into the empty locations. So it's a fusion of these two concepts, basically being brought together, and that I started with my business partner Danica Talman in the beginning of 2017.
You are still a business partners?
Yes.
Now?
We run RawMad together, 50-50, and that entails Noshballs being one side and Rudolph's being the other side. Yes.
The other side. What were your biggest challenges in the beginning, and how did you deal with them?
Oh, biggest challenges. I think having your own business is extremely challenging, always, even still today. There are always ups and downs, which makes it also extremely interesting. And challenges from the beginning, we wanted to bring a product in relation to Noshballs. We wanted to bring products onto the market which were extremely high in the quality of the raw materials, but also vegan, organic, gluten-free, and really only the best raw materials. And to bring this onto the market, and also being a Swiss-produced product, and making us actually one of a kind, is we produce fresh. So if you order your products, they get produced fresh every Monday in Switzerland, packed on Tuesday and sent on Wednesday. And then they get received by the clients on Thursday.
That's great. So you don't keep a big stock of them?
No. That's also something that makes us special. We don't have any waste. So it's really everything that is ordered gets produced and shipped. Keeping it simple and focusing on quality.
After I ate Noshballs and I drank wine at Rudolph's Holy Moly, I can say that the Swiss quality of your products and services are very easy to feel.
Thank you very much.
And I have many questions for you, and if you agree, we will start with Noshballs and Rudolph's Holy Moly. And for the second part, I've prepared some sport-related and personal questions.
Good.
Good? Nice. What inspired you to start Noshballs, and what is your vision for the company?
I think that's simple. We had an extremely healthy lifestyle, and we combined all different products and different raw materials, from nuts through bananas to oats, and we combined, or we had these on offer, or we had these, this is what we were consuming at the time, and we wanted something simple and easy. So we combined all of these products together, and we had these products which we had at home. We shared these with friends and family, and then at some point we realized this is something which is extremely popular with everyone, and then we decided to make it into a business. And it started off the old story of Microsoft in the garage. That's how we started off, in the kitchen at home, producing these products, and then it went step by step. We had different production kitchens in Switzerland, Zurich, and it grew and grew into what it is today.
Are you distributing them only in Switzerland or also in other countries?
Our main focus at the moment is Switzerland, because we want to have the main offering we want to have in Switzerland. We do have a smaller offering outside of Switzerland, but that's something which we're actually looking at for next year.
For next year, that's great. What ingredients do you use in Noshballs, and what makes them special?
That's really the top quality raw materials. We only work with the best partners as well, to make sure that all our products are to the highest percentage and as far as possible fair trade, and everything is organic, bio in Swiss, and like I mentioned, vegan and gluten-free.
Does the Swiss people appreciate these organic products?
Definitely. I think something which still perhaps needs a little bit more time and a bit more focus is produced in Switzerland, and especially being produced here and fresh is something which needs to still move into the hearts of the consumers, because there are still far too many products which are made outside of Switzerland, UK, Germany. The list is extremely large, and to have products which are made here, which are local, this needs to be more the case in the future anyway. But also the consumers and the B2B markets need to focus on that as well.
How do your products contribute to the health and well-being of your customers?
I think that's simple in the way that they are all put together. So we have no additives at all, and that's also a reason why we produce fresh that you really only have what's inside. As we always say, no bullshit.
Nothing hidden.
Nothing hidden. So it's really the ingredients that are on the pack are also in the product themselves. And then we just make it easier. I mean, that's one of our goals is to make healthy living and healthy eating, so nutrition easier for everyone.
Mm-hmm. I really like the packaging. It's very attractive and colorful. I see also the flag here of Switzerland. Who chooses this? Overall, the image of the brand looks very good to me. The packaging, the colors, the logo, everything. Who is the head of the...
Thank you very much. We've had the branding we've been changing over the years. So this has not been the packaging or the branding that we've had from the beginning. The gorilla has always been the same as our strong vegan mascot. But we are always changing. Same with the product recipes and the products themselves. We are always increasing the quality. And anything that we can optimize, we are optimizing all the time. And it's the same with the packaging. We're busy going through a rebranding at the moment, and that will be launching in about 2 to 3 months as well.
Oh, so more improvement.
More always. You have to. You have to keep up with the times and improve as much as you can.
What's the most common feedback you receive from your community, and how has this influenced your product offering?
The most common feedback is about the quality and how easy it is, and also gut-friendly, especially with the protein powders. That's been a problem in the last few years. That's why we've also had our protein powders in the laboratory I think we had them in the laboratory for 1.5, almost 2 years, to find the perfect mix and the perfect ingredients to make it what it is. You have a product like Super Blend, which is a different mix of all different kinds of vegetables and proteins, even has added vitamins. We have a Clean Blend, which is a pure protein. And then we have 4 different kinds of the raw balls, the date balls, to match for everyone. We've even just brought out one for kids as well. So we try focus on the younger market and make sure we get everyone healthy as early as possible.
That's great. Also, I've seen on the website a great idea with a big jar, glass.
That's funny enough. That's how we started. To be zero waste, we started with just the jars. We even had our couriers. They used to drive around with the bicycles in Zurich City with all of the jars, packed full of jars, and they would deliver them in the jars.
That's great.
To the locations. And then with the whole 2020 COVID, we changed to the smaller packaging because that's something that you had to have at that time anyway. And now we've carried it on and pulled it through into retail.
Can you tell me some things about the manufacturing process? You already told me you have the kitchen here locally.
Yes.
From what I know, they are raw vegan, so I expect a sustainable approach to manufacturing.
Of course. We only use the highest QS, so quality standards. We have all the certification. We have different certifications. We have yearly certifications and quality checks, audits, everything which goes through our production kitchens. Also schoolings of the kitchen team, that only the best work ways are provided in the kitchen. And they are vegan kitchens, and so I think it's vegan and gluten-free kitchens, so that the products are all kept to the standards that they are.
Which are your personal favorite recipes with Noshballs that you can recommend to me?
It sounds funny, but I still eat Noshballs every day, every different type and flavor. The Reload, one of the new ones, is one of my favorites at the moment. It has a higher amount of protein. I even enjoy the kids' products because of the tastes. It's almost like a Snickers, but healthy, of course. And then the Super Blend has to be one of my favorites because of the way it's put together. It's actually this one here. It's a protein. It's a protein which is put together. The name says it all. Super blend, but it has pumpkin, added pumpkin. It has rota beta, beetroot. It has peas. It has added vitamins. It has acai powder. So it has numerous different ingredients, and also obviously nutrients and vitamins added, and that makes it an all-in-one package.
And you can use it for example, pancakes or baking, right?
Funny enough, I just made some banana bread. I normally mix 50-50 with the super blend because of the taste. You have the chocolate and the peanut taste, and then the clean blend being vanilla. And then I mix that. But yes, you can make anything. The clean blend is more used for baking and pancakes and things like that. You can mix it with your muesli or just your milk, but it's an all-round product. Yeah.
I've seen how you drink your shake with 50-50, and I wanted to ask you if there is a reason behind it or just the taste.
Just the taste. Well, I mean, besides I like to change up my diet and my nutrition. So I always like to try new things anyway. And also, what nowadays is what's extremely important is microbiomes in your stomach, in your gut. So eating a large or just numerous different things is extremely important, and that's why I do a 50-50, because of also the ingredients of the super blend, that it has so many different ingredients, and then the clean blend as well.
I will ask you more details about your diet overall when we go to the last part with personal questions and sport related topics, okay?
Good.
So we keep the fire burning. And now we stick to the Noshballs, and I want to ask you, how do you see the future of Noshballs, and what new products or ideas can we expect?
I mean, I see Noshballs as being still in the start phase. It's something which people have to get to know and get informed about. About how it is and the ingredients and all the advantages that these products have. And organic, vegan, gluten-free, all of these things, how they can benefit your body and your performance, if it's pre-load before training, if it's after training, if it's it's a lifestyle product, it's a lifestyle brand, it's for anyone. So it's not just for sport, it's for mothers with children, it's for families, it's for anyone. And I only see the product growing. Also with our product offering, we have the 4 different kinds of protein date balls at the moment. We're busy looking at bringing in another 2 next year, just changing it up, also flavor-wise, taste-wise, ingredients-wise, and the same with the protein.
I've seen some of your products in many different websites and online shops around Switzerland. And if I'm right, I've also seen in Decathlon some offering.
Correct. We have a very broad offering. We've been in Swiss, in the airplanes. If you fly with Swiss, we were with Swiss. We were with Migros. We are in Hitzbergers, Valora, Car Kiosk, Globus, Jelmoli. We're extremely happy with our partners. We're always looking to get more, of course, because we want to just make these products available to as many people as possible. And that's our end goal. So we're always looking for more, of course, yoga studios, fitness centers, CrossFits, anywhere we can get. We're in hospitals. We're in numerous hospitals, of course, because of the health aspects of the products. We would love to get more hospitals, but yeah, we're always looking to get more partners.
That's great. You know, I didn't tell you this, but in the middle of my 50K run I did a few weeks ago, I stopped in the main station.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. I stopped in the Zurich main station and I bought Noshballs from a kiosk there.
Nice.
And because I was looking for some snacks, I went out for a 40-minute run and with empty pockets, no water, nothing. And then I stopped, and I remembered you brought me a few days earlier to the gym, and I said, I knew the taste, I knew that my body could tolerate them very good. Yeah. Even if I'm tired, I was already 25 kilometers in, and I didn't want to upset my gut. And I said, oh, jackpot, I bought some and continue 25 kilometers back. So maybe the last 25 kilometers were also because of the Noshballs.
I hope so.
That's great. What's your...
You're a machine.
What's your personal favorite product from all of them? And why?
I have to say I like them all. I mean, it sounds ridiculous. I really do eat. I mean, I must eat 4 packs a day. And then I have a protein shake either normally after training, and then I will mix a little bit of protein either in the morning or even in the afternoon into a muesli or into a cereal or something. The favorite, I mean, like I say, the Super Blend is extremely special just from the ingredients and everything that it has. So it's like it's an all-in-one product that makes it extremely advantageous. But I love all of them. And obviously, if something new comes out, like a reload with high protein, then it's a new taste, then I eat a little bit more of that. But I always go back to the originals. You have the power, the performance. The power is the cocoa, choco cocoa. Performance is the peanut cashew. And then we have the reload, which is a chocolate protein. And then we have the kids product, which is choco bites.
Mm-hmm. So you recommend each of them to take, for example, one before the workout, one during the workout, and another.
Yeah, of course.
After.
I mean, you can take it how it suits you or your training or your lifestyle or your day. But I mean, in the end, it's also a question of what you feel like eating. If you feel like something with peanut, then you'll have the performance. If you feel like something chocolatey, or then you have the choco cocoa or the reload. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's always a question of how I feel and what I feel like eating.
How can our listeners become part of the Noshballs community and support your products?
I mean, we are very happy with our community. We're always growing. We're always looking to be part of more events, and we're always happy meeting someone like you and having a podcast or just increasing our visibility in the community. But we are also very strong online, either on Instagram or on our website. You can join on our website. And then you get newsletters, emails, and you get updated with all the new products and what's going on event-wise. But yeah, we're always available. We're also available per email, telephone.
That's great. I will ask you more details, as I said, about your diet. And now we are moving to Rudolf's Holy Moly. The fucking crazy Christmas party. Can you walk me through the concept so I can understand it better? For example, what's the duration? It is open every day, between what hours and so?
Rudolph's Holy Moly is, we say, it's like Macaulay Culkin when he walks into the Christmas shop in Home Alone. We say it's something like that, just a bit more crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's a concept which we put together in, I think it was seven years ago. There was 4 partners, so we sat down and we discussed new concepts of what we could do, bringing something unique to Switzerland, and that's what came out of it, Rudolph's Holy Moly. And now at the moment we are 2 partners who have been doing it now for the last 6 years. Yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing event. It's extremely unique, and it's been growing every year now. And that's normally mid-November until 23rd of December, always open from Tuesday until Saturday from 5 until 1 or 2 in the morning.
So mid-November
to
almost end of December.
Yeah, it's always around 5 weeks.
5 weeks. And always a different location.
Always a different location. My partner, Donika Talman, she has the difficult job of always finding a new location in Zurich every single year. But she's an expert in that field, so she does it extremely well.
Did you already find the location for 2025?
I cannot say too much. I will have to organize an interview with you and Donika for that.
That's great. And I'm curious, why did you say the crazy party? What's crazy about it?
The crazy part, I think everything. I think we bring a lot of love into the event itself. I think that's extremely important. I mean, obviously, if you're going to do something, I mean, that we do it with everything. If with the products we do, with every part of the business, if it's Rudolph's or if it's Noshballs, if you're not going to put everything into it and put love into it and make it something special, even if it's difficult, the difficult route, then for me, there's no point in doing it. So we always make it extremely special, crazy. Yeah, you need. I mean, for anyone who hasn't been, they need to come see for themselves. But it's always. I mean, it's always different. Always depending also on the location. We've had smaller locations. 2024 was double the size that we normally have. Mm-hmm. So also it depends on the locations, what we can do, how crazy we can get. There's a lot of rules and regulations on the locations we get. But also, I mean, we have to. Normally, it's really a leerstehende Nutzung, so it's an empty location. So we've built water, electricity, toilets, and then you can see how much you can use of the location. So it's extremely special to do it, to see how it is before and after, depending on what the regulations are and what you're allowed to do. Yeah.
I'm curious, what inspired you to only open for 5 weeks a year and not, for example, like anyone else would do? I don't know, because this is unique from what I've seen. I'm curious, why and where did you get this idea from?
Yeah, like I said, we sat together. There was 4 of us, 4 partners at that time that started Rudolph's. And then we brainstormed for the best business concept and the idea of what we could do. And yeah, I mean, it took us, I think, two or 3 days. We sat together and we always met again and we sat down and talked. And eventually we broke through and we got to this concept. And timing-wise, it's also been something which we have tested. So we've done longer periods. So mid-November until start of January with Christmas, New Year's. But it's something which for us didn't work. So we have tested the times and the dates to see what works in Zurich especially. And we've come now to the conclusion that this is the best time over Christmas. And it is a Christmas event. So starting too early or ending too late, you lose the effect. So for us, it's extremely important to have an intense time, but short, which also makes it more risky for us and a lot more difficult because we know, I mean, you have normally 2 weeks build up, 2 weeks breakdown of the event. So we have 5 weeks to really put down the best event we can do and also make sure that we have the return on investment, that we can pay the bills at the end and pay the rents.
What's the average age of your clients? And do you specifically target them?
We have a very special clientele, and we love our clients for Rudolph's because we have a lot of, I mean, it's all ages, but it's a bit more of an elegant clientele. But we have everything from 20 to, I mean, we have a 20, we have an age bracket, which we also allow at the door. We used to have 25, we've decreased it a little bit to 21, but it goes all the way to, I mean, there's no limit on the age at the top. But we have everything from bankers, lawyers, to the normal, the normal jobs.
Which one was the best location so far and why? Which was the craziest, let's say?
Probably the second or the third year, but even the first. I enjoyed all of them. They all have different aspects, which makes them extremely special. But I mean, the first was, of course, it's your baby being born, and then growing up. Second year, third year was extremely special. Last year, so 2024 was amazing, also because of the location. We're extremely central, and it was double the size. But it's always a play on, because if you double the size, then it's less intimate. And we've always been extremely intimate from the size, so everything is extremely close together and small. And so having something bigger is a lot more difficult with the planning and all of the deco. And that's why we also went with oversized deco last year. So it always depends on the location as well.
What's your biggest challenge with organization? For example, finding the staff, finding the location, mounting and storing the equipment?
Everything. I mean, like you said, it's 5 weeks, and you have to find a new location. So you're dealing. Everything is new. So you're dealing with the agencies who have the location. Like you say, you're finding new staff every single time. I mean, we have a lot of family staff that stay or they work, and then we've got a lot of staff which have worked almost every year. But the main part of the team is always new. So you're basically starting a new business for 5 weeks, and you have to make sure that it works perfectly from the beginning. Because you have 5 weeks to make a good impression, and it's difficult as well because there's a lot of pressure also from the clients, because the clients are coming in and a lot of them don't know the history of how these things are put together. So they are basically coming in and they expect a 100% running business from day one. And that's what we want to offer as well.
But for you as an entrepreneur, I think it's a very good training, this one, on speed of execution.
For sure.
Because I think you have to solve problems, you know? That's maybe the most important problem of an entrepreneur, solving problems and getting things started, get the ball rolling. What you are doing is very difficult because you are always stopping the ball from rolling and then starting it again in a new ground, new mountain. So that, I think, it's a very good training for you.
That's correct. No, it's perfectly said. But we are extremely efficient-based and solution-based. So for us, is always we don't have a big discussion about something. If something goes wrong or there's a hiccup somewhere, there's no big discussion. It's just, okay, what is the solution? Let's get it done.
What do the clients like most about it?
I think it's because we put so much love into it. And I always say the staff, obviously your product offering is extremely important. Your deco is every time it's something new. But your products have to be we always make sure we work with the best partners. So you have the best product offering. The team is extremely important. So we try to put together the best team. So it's love in all aspects. And then obviously music, location, team. I mean, it's a full circle offering which you have to give the clients. If it's drinks, food, music, staff, you have to offer them everything.
What do you like the most about Rudolf's Holy Moly personally? What's the fun for you there?
Yeah, I think that it's really something different. I mean, we have Christmas music. So we offer Christmas music from 5 o'clock until I think it's 8 or 9. And then we slowly change with the DJ, and then it becomes a little bit more party focused. But we have Christmas music from 5 to 8 or 9, yeah. So that's a pure Christmas offering, and the whole experience and the vibe that you have there is, I mean, it's like when you're a child and you wake up in the morning and it's Christmas morning and Christmas music is playing and you smell. We work a lot with smells. if it's cinnamon and glühwein and the food we have. And so it's a whole array of music, smells, the people, and it's a lot of love that we put into these kind of things, because that's what people are missing nowadays. I mean, you can go to, there's so much offering nowadays, if it's events or parties, but it's the love and the attention to detail that is missing from most places. And that's what we try offer to the clients. Yeah.
How do you think you can improve the client experience?
I mean, you can always improve. I think with anything you can improve, but that's a question of learning. So it's through our experiences year by year. I mean, we improve every year. And I think that's just integrating that every year when you grow and you learn and you improve, just integrating those improvements every year.
Mm-hmm. And I want to ask you, do you have your own DJ, or you are bringing, for example, a special DJ for a special night or something like this for special events?
We have what we started 2 years ago is we bring in a house DJ. So we have our in-house DJ, and then we bring DJs on top. So we have one standard DJ who is always there, and then we bring special guests in for the weekends, especially Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then we mix it up a bit like that.
From Switzerland DJs or
our DJs are all from Switzerland, yes. We currently do not have international DJs.
And what kind of music do you play after the Christmas?
After is always a mix. I mean, we bring in DJs who can also read the crowd. I think that's extremely important, depending on if you have a large business event, a large business function, or also age group, which is normally about the same. But our DJs are extremely well trained to be able to read the crowd, and then they play the music which will best suit to get a good party vibe every night.
That's great. When did you get into sports and healthy lifestyle?
I think I've always been into sports. At a young age, I already played rugby, squash, swimming. I was into triathlon. No, I've always been interested in sport.
Who pushed you? Your family pushed you in this direction, or you had the inclination?
I think that the inclination was from my side, and then it was pushed afterwards in the different schools I was at. But otherwise, no, that somehow naturally came from my side. Yeah, I always saw an interest in sport and being able to just power yourself out with the different things you do. Yeah.
What is your favorite way to train?
Oh, I'm mixed, but I like heavy weights. I like sprints. So it's definitely a mix of the two. But yeah, I mean, I like a lot of things. So it's not just one thing. Like I say, I mean, we're also doing a Zurich triathlon this year. But I like bike, I like running, I like weights, swimming, a bit of everything. I thought about getting back into rugby, but at a certain age, I think it's better if you leave it just for the joints and your back.
For how long did you do rugby?
Rugby, my whole school career, from the age of 11 until 18, 19.
So you played rugby in South Africa, right?
Correct.
And how is rugby there? It's a big sport.
Rugby is the number one. I think it's rugby and cricket, depending on which sport direction you choose. But for us, rugby was number one. Yeah.
What's the average salary, let's say, for a pro player? Do you know?
That's a good question. I just read an article last week about it, but it's not much.
Not much.
It's not much if you compare it to other sports, no. Definitely not. So it's I think it's more something you do out of the love of the sport, and I think it's also a short-lived period of sport because of the high impact. So it's something that you don't do for
money.
too long. No.
Yeah. How did sports help you become the man you are today?
I mean, sports. I mean, you know it better than most people. Going through hardships and pain and fighting through. I mean, doing sports the way we do sports is something I think which not all people can relate to. But going through like a certain pain threshold, or just a point where your mind says, no, you cannot carry on, or your body says you cannot carry on, but you break through that and you carry on anyway. I mean, it only helps you in every aspect of your life. I mean, you're focused, you know what you're doing. Sport is for me, it's extremely important, if not part of life as it is.
Let's get more specific, and I want to ask you, what was the most difficult period in your life, and did sports help you to overcome it?
Wow. You're surprising me with the questions. Yes. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is I had a serious motorcycle accident on the 16th of April 2016, and I almost lost my foot. And my family came to the hospital, and the doctor said he will never be able to walk again. And that's something that we then decided in the hospital, that we're not gonna take this as the last answer, and started also as soon as possible. I mean, health-wise anyway, but mobility and sport and just building up the whole structure of the foot and the leg, everything together. It still has a bit of problems today, but all in all, it was a sport that helped me get back onto my feet, and where I am today.
Well, congratulations. I see.
Thank you.
I see how you train these days, and you are squatting over 100 of kilos for reps and sets. And after what you have said, this is an amazing thing to do. And I think mentally you are now much stronger than before. You could overcome any obstacle from that point.
I think that's exactly what it's about. I mean, like you say, you can overcome anything if it's your mind or your body, and that's what sport is all about. I mean, it only contributes to everyday life and the way you live. Also with community and sport, and how you go and how you treat people. I mean, for me, it's all part of the same circle.
How do you manage to juggle training and business, and what's your advice for people who struggle to find time for sports?
Well, that's always the funny question, no? Or when people say they don't have time. For me, it's putting it in the calendar. I put sport in my calendar the same as a business meeting. And for me, that's something that then, if you have that in your calendar as a sport time, your period, if it's an hour or 2 hours, that is a meeting.
Set in stone.
That is set in stone. It cannot be overcome by anything else. And that's for me the simplest way to do it. But I also enjoy it, so it's fairly simple. And sport is also a big part of. I mean, I always say, live what you. Live what you say, or what you do. And for me, it's the same with the products and the things. I mean, if you have someone who is talking to you about nutrition. And they don't look as if they know what they're talking about or what they're doing. So you have to live what you say and what you do. And for me, it's important to do that also with the products which we promote and sell, and we've brought into the market.
Yes, it is a saying, walk the talk. You are definitely walking the talk.
It's important.
Actually running the talk. So, congratulations. I want to ask you some questions about your diet. Because you are promoting and selling vegan products. Are you a vegan?
I was, or I lived a vegan diet for 2 years. It was extremely helpful in my process for myself. Now it is something which I change up. So for me, it's important, like I said before, it's to have a large amount of different food types which I consume. So I do consume very little meat, but also it needs to be farm, extremely healthy. I go straight to the farmers here in Switzerland and then purchase meat from them. So you know where the meat comes from, that it's extremely healthy, and also in a reduced amount, if it's meat or chicken or. So knowing where your food comes from, I mean, it's the same for us with the products. Knowing where your food comes from, knowing what you put into your body is extremely important for me. And making sure it's only the best quality.
What's your favorite type of meat?
Favorite type of meat? I'm a little bit chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah, if I'm gonna eat some meat, it'll be a little bit of chicken with some broccoli. I eat extremely clean, which means no sauces, reduced amount of olive oil. I mean, it's also the oils which are fatty, which people need to be a little bit careful of. But I eat extremely clean, but I also enjoy eating clean. So for me, it's easy. I don't see it as a punishment. I only see it as an advantage for myself and for my body, and I also feel extremely good.
Did you always eat like this, clean, or not really?
I don't think I had. Many years ago, I don't think I had the knowledge. I mean, there's so much information nowadays. You can get in numerous books or podcasts, or there's so much information you can get, and there's so much new information coming out about what is healthy, what is not healthy. There's so many new things coming out which we can learn from on a daily basis. So you need to adapt anyway on a daily basis, food-wise. But no, I never used to eat. I thought I ate healthy, but now it's always optimizing. So now I just optimize my diet, and I can also see it and I feel it for myself. I mean, I don't like saying it, but I just discussed this yesterday with my brother. I'm 41, and I mean, I feel better than I ever have. I think I look better than I ever have. I'm fitter than I've ever been. So it's something personal for you, that you need to feel good in your body.
Yes, right. I'm curious, you said it was beneficial for you, that period when you was vegan for 2 years. What was beneficial and what made you change it?
Beneficial, I mean, it's always beneficial for me to try new things. So you feel your body in different ways.
You understand your body better, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah?
I mean, that's important, that you feel. I mean, everybody is different anyway. So every person's body and every constellation of how they're put together, there's certain food types that their body or their stomach verträglich can handle.
Agrees or not
agrees
agree,
with,
yeah.
exactly. And that's different for everyone. I mean, there's also certain tests you can get done to see what your body agrees with, what not. It's different.
Did
for
you
everyone.
do some tests?
I did, yes. I did different tests in that regard to see what my body agrees with and what doesn't. But it's something for everyone, so you need to find out for yourself. And that's why doing a different kind of, like a vegan, I don't like to say diet, but vegan experience with the nutrition to see what works for you and how you feel. And then you can also see how you can adapt and change that.
And what made you change? What was the decision?
I had the for me, it was special because of the large amount of sport, because I have a high burning or high metabolism. I got extremely thin, and I need to eat a lot. And for me, that's why I need to sometimes implement a bit of meat. It works better for my body.
Do you also consume dairy?
I do not. No, I stopped eating dairy a few years ago.
And you feel better?
For me, I feel better. Yeah, I mean it's a personal choice, but no, I don't consume dairy.
What are the people who inspired you the most, or are inspiring you now? It can be a mentor, a friend, a celebrity, anything.
I mean that's always different for me as well. I mean I've had different. I think for me I always have different mentors in my life, or people who I look up to. I mean I don't strive to be like anyone else. I mean I like who I am, but there's different people in my life who motivate me. Or still is my father, the way, or my parents, both of them. Just the way they lived their lives and the way they did things was extremely motivational for me. There's people that have been motivating through my whole life. There's been many. And there still are, and there's still more that come. I mean, even now in training, there are certain people, and you get to meet new people who have a heart of a lion, who are extremely motivating. And maybe they don't even know that. And maybe you should also you should say that to them.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate. I want to ask you, what is one lesson from your father and one lesson from your mother that you would like to share with the world?
I don't know if I would like to share that with the world. My father, a lesson I learned from my father, which is unfortunately can be very true in business and other aspects, depending on where you work. My father always said, never trust anyone. And then on the other hand, there was my mother, who she always said, always love everyone. So it was a yin and yang, black and white kind of story with my parents and the upbringing from a very hard side, a very black and white side, to a very soft, loving side. So I think it mixed well together.
But that's amazing. There is no light without dark.
Very well said. I like that.
Great. Can you share a moment when one of these people's advice, your mentors or maybe your parents, advice or action truly shaped a turning point in your career or your personal life? If you can remember.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been the advice, or more. I don't think it's really been advice, but it's also from my family that you see. I mean, they've always been extremely hardworking people, and I think it's more from that, seeing that hard work. If you work hard at anything, you can achieve anything. And I think it's more that, just to that's been a thing through my life as well, that you work hard on something, you can also just achieve whatever you want. And it doesn't have to be too difficult. I mean, it will be difficult in the process maybe, but it shouldn't be too difficult in the thought process. I mean, it's fairly basic. You work hard, you can achieve something, and just keep going. I mean, you asked the question in the beginning about the difficulties of having a business, and there are numerous difficulties. It's ups and downs, and if you were to stop when something bad happens, then we would have stopped a long time ago. I mean, there's even till up to today, you have ups and downs. You have positives, many negatives, and that's what makes it interesting as well. I mean, that's what makes life is short, as they say. I mean, it's all about the ride, but that's what makes it interesting. And you learn the most from the bad things that happen, or the negative things that happen, or the failures. The failures is the part where you learn the most. I mean, if everything goes well and it's only positive and you're just winning, you're not really learning anything. You're not growing from winning. I mean, it's fantastic, it's nice, but I mean, you learn the most from the failures.
Like your company's name, Romad, there is a saying that I like, raw action solves all.
I like that. So, can we use that?
Yes, of course. What is one tool that increases your productivity or helps you run your company more smoothly? Can be anything from software or maybe your mattress that you sleep on, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, sleep is extremely important. Nutrition is number one. If you're feeling good, you're feeling healthy, you're feeling energized, you can work much better. You're much more focused. But yeah, I call it medicating with nutrition. Just making sure I get everything that I need for my body and my mind. We always say as well, it's brain food, and I think that's important. Taking your vitamins, your proper vitamins, eating healthy, making sure you give your body everything it needs to stay strong physically and mentally. I think that's the most important. And the calendar, put everything in the calendar. Put your sport in the calendar. Make sure everything is fixed, and then you get it done.
I like to think about myself that I'm becoming more and more a minimalist. And I want to ask you if there is a nutrition approach that you do. It can be tracking macros, not eating after a certain hour to manage your cravings, or something that helps you the most in keeping this amazing form that you have. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, sleep is extremely important. If you go to bed at about the same time, food-wise, it's also easy with if you take, instead of, maybe you want to have people who like sweets. I'm not too much of a sweet person, but people who like sweets, I mean, instead of taking chocolates and ice cream or some kind of dessert every night, you can have something healthy. You need to find alternatives that work for you. I think that's important. I mean, it can be anything. I mean, if you're taking now a Noshball chocolate, I mean, you have it tastes like chocolate, and instead of taking a chocolate, it's fairly simple. But I think it's important to have these things around you. I mean, that's important, and making sure that your fridge has the good things in it that you need. And I mean, I'm not going to say that you don't have anything in your fridge which is perhaps not very healthy, but that you keep it to a minimal amount of the things that you have around you in your fridge, which can affect your body in a negative way. And just keep it healthy and clean, and keep it simple, like you say, minimalist. I mean, for me, it's the same with my diet. I eat extremely basic and easy, and just keep it easy.
What time do you usually go to bed, and what time do you wake up?
I'm normally always awake at 6:37, and bed for me, it's always a bit mixed. My alarm to go to bed is at 10:30, but I'm not too strict with myself there, but it can be 11:30.
What is one thing you know that you wish more people knew?
That's a good question. One thing you know, I knew. I think I'm not always sure if people do know it, but it's I mean, it's the whole discussion of the energy that you put out is the energy you give, and I'm a big believer of energy for yourself as well. It's the whole discussion of positivity. If you're being positive and you go out into the world and you spread this positive energy, or the way you wake up in the morning. If you wake up in the morning and you already start and you're negative about something, then that's just rolls on your day. But if you wake up in the morning and you're positive and you start off your day like that and you carry it on, then it will also grow. So the energy, the positive energy grows. I mean, I wake up every morning, I look forward to having a coffee in the morning, and then you start off already with a positive approach, and then the rest of the day, yeah, can only get better from there.
Yeah, I like it. Is there something you've learned in the last 5 years that you wish you knew earlier?
Nutrition, but I suppose that's once again, that's a thing of everyday evolving, reading a lot of books and just growing your nutrition, but nutrition and implementing more mobility. If I could go back 5 years and just implement a lot more mobility into my training, yeah, I think that would be definitely be a positive aspect.
What advice would you give to 14-year-old John Stiffler?
Stretch, do more mobility, and maybe get some Bitcoin.
I like this one. Amazing.
No, I think that's difficult. That's difficult to say. I mean, yeah, I don't regret anything in my life, and I think it's difficult to go back and give yourself advice on what to do. Yeah, no.
What is your favorite book?
Oh, I mean, my favorite book is normally the one that I'm reading. I mean, at the moment I'm reading a lot of books about, the one I'm reading now is called Lifespan. There's a lot of books. I've got now 5 on my shelf, which I'm interchanging, and it's all about nutrition and connectivity of the body, and how you can basically stay younger for longer. But that's not my focus, but it's more about how you can just get the higher evolution of health in your body, if it's nutrition or the way you live or anything like that.
Optimizing.
Optimizing all the time. And there's so much good information out there at the moment. So if you're willing to learn and to read a little bit and make sure you can just implement it for your body type, make sure what works for you, it's very, very beneficial.
What's your favorite movie?
There's many. I mean, there's so many good movies where you can also, I mean, I like movies that have like a crunch line where you can learn something from it, that has a bit of heart. There's many good movies. Good Will Hunting. One of my favorites is Gladiator. But that's also like a, yeah.
You know, Gladiator, this is the 30th podcast. And the Gladiator was the most mentioned.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Great. Did you see the second one?
No.
It's amazing.
It's good?
Yeah.
Good.
I was at the cinema alone here in Zurich.
Really?
Yeah.
Denzel.
Huh?
With Denzel.
With, yeah.
Okay.
I was.
Need to watch it.
Yeah, here very close there is a cinema.
Here, Sin City.
Yeah, Sin City, yeah.
You were alone?
Yeah.
Nice.
Me and the Gladiator. I wanted to go again when it finished, but it was too late already. If you could leave behind just one small piece of paper with 3 pieces of advice for all the generations that come after you, what would you write?
I mean, I hope there will be a lot more generations to come, the way we are going and handling the earth. I honestly don't know. No, I don't know.
Okay. Is there one more subject that you would like to discuss?
You want to discuss Lionscage?
What about?
I would love to have a podcast with you sometime in the future.
Yes, we can do it, of course. We can do it. In case after this podcast people want to connect with you, where can they find you?
I think social media. Social media is the best connection. We have all our information there, email address and telephone numbers. I think that's the best, social media.
I will put all the details in the description of this episode, all the links to your website,
Perfect.
social media, everything. John, you are truly an inspiration for me, a real big man. Physically, mentally, everything. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
Thank you very much. It's an honor.
If you've made it this far, you probably enjoyed my discussion with John Stiffler, and I want you to know that I'm grateful for your time. I'm doing my best to provide as much value as possible for my listeners, and if you are new to my channel, I'd love for you to stay connected by subscribing to my Hungry Friday newsletter. We are only getting better and better, and so are you, together with us. If you're a busy person who enjoys lifting weights, working with your body weight, occasionally going out for a run or a walk in nature, and you are also limited on time, I suggest trying the Lionscage training programs. I will leave all the links in the description, and until next time, stay hungry.